Those that I have met, that they put the deal there as it's meant to be, they know clearly what it says in the book. And if you open Genesis and you start and you're asking yourself, God, what do you have to say first? You have to put yourself there and ask yourself, oh, so God is all-knowing, as I said, omniscient. He knows everything. Well, then that's the case. That settles the whole case. The entire book story he knows. The entire book of me, or the entire story of me, he knows. Before I even came out, before I was born, he knew all about me. He understood everything that I was coming to do. He designed me to become what I become. So why the judgment? Why the condemnation? Why the hatred? That is what you have to ask yourself. And we are learning the hatred and the judgment and the enemy and all those things from the same book. We have this book telling us, your enemy will strike you from there. That enemy that is going to strike me from here, if I'm a Jewish or I'm whatever, is it not God who created him, that enemy? Why should the enemy come and strike me in the first place? That's what you must ask yourself. If you think this is from God, and this is the word of God, and this is the God that created the universe, then this is how you must think. Why is God pointing to David, or God pointing to Joshua or Samson, telling them that the Philistines are planning this against you people? Is it not God who created the Philistines? Is it not God who created them? Why did God say to me, go out there, teach these people, bring them to me, tell them about me, convince them that they will become servants and serve me, or they worship me, that they are worshiping idols? I hate that they should worship idols. Nobody should worship any idols. Is it not God who created them to worship the idols? Didn't God knew about their worshiping of idols before they were even created and being born? Before he gave them the privilege in their belly. Out of the many sperms, he took one and developed that one. He didn't know that is what is going to happen. He knew. I'm not saying he knew. What I'm saying is, according to the knowledge of God and abilities of God, he knew. According to what the definition says of him, he knew. So if he knew, will it be logic for us to think now that he wants those things stopped, that he hates those things, that he doesn't want that to happen? Why would he even think that? So truly, he's laughing somewhere. He's probably not, so interested in, whatever it is that we are striving ourselves to do. And those who know this, they don't even worry themselves. Yeah. Why should they worry themselves? So clearly, they now know that God knew what he's about. God knows. God understands all that he is doing. And he put man into that situation. And why would the people worry themselves and go out there and try to prove? What do they have to prove? When we were reading Psalm 2, Psalm 2, what did we read there in Psalm 2? Psalm 2 revealed that somehow along the line, God will laugh. God laughed at what the people were doing. He made those things. He made them do that. If you read from Psalm 2 verse 4, it says, he who sits in the heavens shall laugh. He shall laugh. He will laugh. The Lord shall hold them in derision. He will laugh and hold them in derision. You ask yourself that question. I'm sure probably God is laughing right now about whatever it is that we struggle ourselves to do. Because he makes us struggle. He makes us do all those things. It makes life easy if you think along. Those who think along that line, they don't really trouble themselves. I believe so. Because sometimes I don't know why some people are not worrying themselves, why others are so troubling themselves to sort of please God, or try to do something to achieve something for God, and they keep lying to themselves. Solomon, why was Solomon? Why does the Bible say that Solomon was striving, was worrying himself with all the knowledge that God gave him? Yes, so he couldn't even see clear that he was worrying himself to build a temple for God. Whilst his father David was saying that, is it in a temple that I will live, or something I will dwell in, or something? No, there was a statement somewhere which revealed God was telling him, do you think I live in temples? Even Jesus also had that mention of those things. Do you think I live in temples? You can't please God. And there is no alternative for these things. And if we know this and accept this, then what we need to do, what do we really need to do? We need to then look back, see those rules and regulations that we've set for ourselves. Ask yourself as an individual, do you need those things to live your life? Do you have the common sense really active enough to base things on that? You ask yourself, if for instance, that guy you condemn, or that person that you sort of had that resentment towards that person, you ask yourself, who made that person? Is deliberately intended for it to be that way, for you to be angry. And your anger also, God will let, through your anger, He will break you down and make you get heart problem. And after you get heart problem, He will make sure that you go and get cancer as well. He's breaking you into pieces. Now you are thinking in your heart, you are thinking, oh, the devil is destroying me. It is your own God that you are telling, that you are saying is destroying you. But you are saying it hypothetically in a different way by using the word saying devil is destroying you. What right has the devil have over you? What right has the demon or the devil or the witch or the wizard, what right do they have over you? Even if they are your cousins or they are your sisters or they are close related to you, what right do they have? What has the witches and wizards in my family or outside my family, what right do they have over me? Do they create me? Whatever they will do, whatever evil they will do to me, it can be done by another man. The worst they can do is take my life. That's the worst they can do. And taking my life is easily done by anybody, even a child. A child can take a life of another. It's not difficult to take somebody's life. So there is nothing they do which is extraordinary. You understand? But when God does it, in the same way, He tells you, fear the one who can destroy your soul and destroy your body. Destroy your soul. Complete destruction. That is only God. But the other forces, they can destroy you in your body and they can't touch your soul. What belongs to God belongs to God. But the craftiness and the design of the world that we live in, the atmosphere, the universe, whether it is tsunami that is coming, whether it is rain that is coming, whether it is God's own doing. Someone says, hey, but is it only God? The devil also does something. Whatever the devil does, it is told in the same book. In the Bible, it is told and revealed. You know, that is the imbalances and the the sort of construedness that through the genius hands of man has created. Wherever the books were got, they took the books from. They have mixed them together. They couldn't, they found that they have to put it together and, come up with something. And so the testimony and the whatever is crashing with the other things. And even not everything was discovered. So you think about it. God knows everything. He's aware of the future. He's aware of the present day. So obviously, you can't blame anybody. And He won't even waste His time to blame anybody. And if He does, the book says, make it know that that is what He does. He blames us. God hates sin and we are sinning against Him. We are sinning against Him. That is what the book is saying. And I'm doubting these things, that it is not the word of God. Because knowing